Hi everyone. It seems that every year things get more and more rushed and we have less and less time for rehearsal for Scooters on Parade. And so I thought I'd make a little video explaining the scooter formations so that way we won't have to spend as much time in practice on Thursday. So I have this little diagram here. Imagine that the parade route is going in this direction. So we're moving down the street in that way. The goal here is to have two lines, and at first to think about keeping these lines as straight as we possibly can, pun intended. And the way that we do that is by using a marching formation called dress right. So we're going to have Aaron here on the right side in the front row, and then I'm going to be on the right side in the second row. And the idea is that as we're going down the road, everybody is looking to the right and letting Aaron and I set the lines here. And if everybody's just kind of glancing off to the right, then these two lines can move in a pretty straight line throughout the parade route. We'll be in this formation for quite a bit of the parade, and it just looks nicer. There'll be times where we get a little bit out of line, but it just looks nicer if we can keep these lines together. It's also really important to keep these lines together because we need to keep a certain distance between the two lines. And then up ahead here is going to be our truck where the music is playing, and we need some space between the front line and the truck. And Aaron and I have a pretty good sense of how much space we need there. So if everybody just keeps dressing right, we'll have not only really great lines, but we'll also have the space for the formation. Let's talk about that formation here for a minute. So the very first person who will be moving in the formation will always be Aaron. And he is going to be forming the first circle where we basically do circles. And then the second line, when this group is already in process, the second line will also be starting a circle. And the goal is to always end up in the same place where you started. Wherever your place is in these lines, it'll be your place throughout the entire parade. So here's how this will work. When Aaron's ready to start a formation, he's going to come out here and he's in a lot of ways going to just drive in front of everybody in that line, and then he'll come around, he'll do a circle, his circle will actually come all the way around, and then he's going to end up exactly where he was. Now the goal here is also to have all five of us doing the circle at the same time at some point here. So as soon as Aaron passes this first person, then this person peels off. And as soon as this person goes by, then this person peels off. And as soon as that person goes by, this person doesn't have much to travel there, just going here. And then this person just kind of goes straight into the circle. And if we all peel off as soon as the person to our right goes by, eventually we're all five going to be in this circle. And then, as you come back around the circle, you should end up exactly where you were, and we won't be down here anymore because we've already finished that formation, and our formation will be done too. Now, I'm going to be leading the second line here, and my job is to wait. So when this last person over here entered the circle, my job here is in a lot of ways to wait for that person to take off, and then I'm going to do exactly what Aaron did. I'm going to come around here, and I'm going to come in front of the line, and then I'm going to do the circle, and once I do the whole circle, I'm going to end up where I started. Now, of course, I don't do this by myself. We want all of us in the circle together. So as soon as I come by here, then this person peels off, this person peels off, this person doesn't have much to travel, this person just kind of gets right into the line, or into the circle, so that by the time we come all the way around the circle, we're coming out of the circle, and we're ending up exactly where we started, and then none of this is down here either, and this is how we progress through the parade. So these two lines will always be peeling off, doing circles, moving forward, and ending up in those two lines. Now, it's really important that we keep this space here because there's also going to be some choreography involved as in years past. The same will be for this year. So we need to actually keep some space here and some space between this line and the truck because we're going to be doing some of that choreography. And it looks like this year we're actually going to have some non-scooter people joining us who are going to be walking, who will also be doing the choreography. So it's going to be really important that we don't get too close here. We won't have a lot of room here to do the choreography. Now at certain points in the parade route, we're going to have all of High Street. We'll have all of the lanes and the turn lane. We're going to have lots of space. And so those circles are going to be really wide and we'll be able to get the crowd really, really involved. When we get to the bridge going down to the cap, we're going to notice that High Street's going to really narrow because that's where most of the people are going to be watching the parade. Security in the past has not done a very good job of keeping them off of the road, and so our circles become really, really small. And last year there was even a couple of times where we couldn't even do the circles because we were so tight we just had to go through the formations. But as we get into that area, then we're going to have to be a lot more skilled and a lot more careful with our riding because those circles are going to get much smaller. You might have to go a little bit slower, maybe even have touch down your foot every once in a while. The other thing to keep in mind is that we'll check to see where the judges' stand is going to be. We are definitely going to be stopping in front of the judges' stands. That's how we win the trophy. So we'll be doing our little choreography there at the judges' stand. I think that's all that I have right for now for doing the formations. This might be a little small to watch on your phone. I apologize. You might have to see it on a computer screen. But I will see you Thursday for rehearsal and Saturday for Pride. Bye, everybody.